Just wait for the plot twist.
Okay.
He's young, he's handsome. She's like, I don't want to talk to you. You're, and then slowly they fall in love. Plot twist, he's a ghost.
Oh.
Further plot twist, the magic of Christmas and the magic of love makes him become a real boy again.
What?
Hello and welcome to another episode of Goddess Hangs.
Episode 38.
Woo! Just like every episode, let's exclaim, wow, 38 episodes. I can't believe it. I was like, Sadie, you gotta shut up. You keep saying that every episode.
Every week.
But it's crazy to me.
It is crazy. It is crazy. A small seed has blossomed.
And we're just doing big old things. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Before we get started, I want to remind you all that we have free gifts that we're dying to give you.
Mm-hmm.
And all we need is a sweet little energy exchange. So if you sign up for our email list, you get my world famous money spell. This spell got us our huge Las Vegas gig. It just scored us another huge gig, which we'll tell you about later, and so much more. You want this money spell, just sign up for our email list. Boom, boom. And you get it. And we are just sending you a weekly love letter. It's super sweet. It's super fun.
Yes, we're going to get a little deeper into what exactly. So last week we talked all about we were going crazy and we wanted to release some things.
Yes.
And Sadie said we're going to do a spell, and then we did the spell and then it worked.
We're going to talk about the spell more.
We'll get into that. But yes, we want to send you that money spell. It's amazing. And there's another gift that we would love to send you. If you leave a review, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts, iTunes, whatever it's called, and type your review, screenshot it, and email that screenshot to goddesshangs@gmail.com. Within 24 hours, we're going to send you back a one-of-a-kind 10-minute goddess meditation with both of our sweet voices on it. So you'll really
That's all you
love
have to
that.
do.
And then go back and click submit.
Yes,
on the
and then
review.
submit it. It just doesn't post immediately, or it gets mixed up in the other one. So that's why we say screenshot it first. And if you left us a review a while ago before we were doing this little fun gift thing, just email us and we'll send it to you.
Yeah.
We know. But we need your email to send it to you. Juliet, what's new with you? Wait, we didn't introduce ourselves. Hi, I'm Sadie.
I'm Juliet.
Obviously. And we made this podcast to make manifestation, magic, spirituality, mindset more relatable, more fun. We have a laugh. We chat about all sorts of stuff. And that's what we're doing here today.
Yeah. So welcome back.
Yes. Have chaotic energy today. I'm just excited because it's my birthday week.
I know. I'm excited too.
But first, Julia, what's new with you?
Now I'm convinced that I'm speaking to the horse.
Oh, okay. Tell us more.
Okay. We've already lost somebody. They're like, no,
oh,
not
God.
for me. So I take writing lessons every Monday night. It is the highlight of my week, aside from being here, of course. And I get to my lesson early, about 25 minutes early, and I start getting the horse all tacked up and everything. And so I was getting Tuck ready. And he and I have had a funny relationship because he's just kind of a, stallion, and
those stallions.
he's a tough boy. And even though I found out he's a fell pony, I think it's what it's called. He's one of the rarest types of, there's only like 4 of them in his color in the United States or something, and he's one of them. Wow. So now I understand why he has such a big ego and personality. He knows.
So wait, so what color is he?
He's a white pony.
Oh, wow.
He's a large white pony,
wow.
technically. You'd think he's a horse, but he's a large white. So I'm learning on
so he's like, I'm a big boy.
Yes.
I'm rare. Look at me, Juliet. Okay.
So I'm doing something, I'm brushing him or whatever, and I hear a car go beep beep, like the lock of a car, and there's a lot of people that come and go. This is not a private barn. And in my head, I heard clear as freaking day, the horse said, "Mom's here." And I literally turned around. I was like, what? And so I'm like, okay, Juliet, you're going crazy. So I continue brushing, and then in less than 10 seconds, she shows up at the gate. And I said, Jack, I have to tell you, the horse just spoke to me. And she goes, oh, tell me all about it. And then she shared some of her gifts, and I was like, oh, there's no way. Like, let me tell you mine. And I said, what are the odds that we would find each other? She's like, you can tell me all the random stuff. Like, please tell me what the horses say to you. I was like, oh, Mom's here. Is a dream. I heard Mom's here. And lo and behold, she was there. So that was one thing. There's also an owl. Have I mentioned the owl?
Yes.
Okay.
How many times now has it been?
4 weeks in a row.
4. That's crazy.
3 weeks. It flew during my lesson, and this is a big owl, like a great horned owl.
You don't see owls.
No,
don't show themselves much.
And it flies right to the tree where it can watch me take my lesson. And the first week, my trainer was like, "Wow, that's unbelievable." The second week, she's like, "Oh my God, it's back." The third week, she goes, "You need to look this up. This is bizarre." A couple nights ago, I'm out there again, and I'm seeing something in the tree right next to me. And she's like, what are you looking at? And I said, I think that the owl is right there, but I'm not sure. And so we get out, and it is like so close to us. It's unbelievable. She's like, this owl is like your little spirit guide. It's keeping an eye on you. She goes, I'm out here every night. I never see this owl unless you come. So I'm speaking to the horse, and
you have to try and speak to the owl.
I know, you're right. I haven't asked
the owl's name.
The message.
Why is he or she there?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's the next step.
I think it feels like protection, because right now I'm learning to canter, which is very fast, and I'm very scared. And so I think it's like, you are safe.
You are safe.
Yeah. So that's one kind of kooky random thing new with me. Otherwise, I had a fabulous weekend because I was here at your witchy 30th birthday. I'm sure you guys saw some of the pictures.
Yes. Maybe we can put a few of our favorites in here.
Witchy memories. That's one of our new little songs.
Some witchy memories for you.
Ooh.
Yeah, I had a Halloween themed 30th birthday party. At the time of this recording, when this comes out, my birthday will have been yesterday, so I will be 30 when this
Happy birthday,
comes out.
Sadie. Happy birthday, Sadie lady.
I threw my LA birthday party a week early because I'm going to Chicago for my real birthday to hang out with like my hometown best friends. We're all meeting there because I'm from the Midwest, not Chicago. I'm from Wisconsin, but we went to school in Madison, so it's pretty close to Chicago. We used to go there all the time to like go out and party and have fun. So it'll be like a reunion however many years later. So I'm really excited. Almost a freaking decade later. Jesus.
Wow.
Not quite, but we were like 21, 22, 23 when we were there. So I'm super excited for that. That's kind of that's my catch up. I had my birthday party.
Let me just tell you some details about this birthday party. In the front yard, there was an inflatable Dracula.
Oh, yep. Here, let's put it here.
Right here.
What was in it, Juliet?
Blood bags. Literal blood bags, but they were filled with yummy drinks.
Yes, boozy punch that I made, and I had to fill each individual blood bag with like a syringe. It was very messy.
Oh, really?
And time consuming, but worth it.
Oh my God, it was so fun walking around. Like
they were like, they come with, you can get them on Amazon, and they come with a straw, but you have to put the drink through the straw, and then it's like you can seal it shut, and then it's like a juice box once you decide to drink it. I was really proud too of how red I got my punch to be. Like it was very blood-like.
Oh, it was astounding.
Because all the recipes I found called for adding red food coloring. I was like, I don't want to do that. I'm going to figure this out. And me being the genius I am, I figured it out. So I'm not going to explain it in detail, but if you're wondering, feel free to message me and I'll tell you how I did it.
I love it.
It was awesome.
So there was blood punch. Inside, Sadie bought those hue light bulbs that changed colors. So there was a real nice vibe inside. All the Halloween music. And then it became a Britney Spears dance party, and I swear I didn't influence that.
No,
it
that was
just
Claire and I.
happened. They're like, oh, so Juliet took over the music. No, I did not.
She didn't. My only regret of the night was that I had Craig go all the way to Long Beach to get me dry ice for the party to make it foggy. And I never got it out of the freezer. I forgot about it.
Oh, no.
How great would that have been for our pictures?
Wow.
Because I went to like put it out on the ground and you just pour a tiny bit of water on it and it like...
Should we set it up right now? No.
I think it's gone now. It melts within the freezer because it's not cold enough. We can check. I was like,
for our live tonight, there's
Craig was a good
dry
sport,
ice.
but he teased me. He's like, seriously, I went all the way there and I spent $15 on dry ice. I was like, I know, I got drunk because I wanted to wait till dark so it was like spookier, you know?
Oh,
and then I got drunk. It was my own birthday party, you know, I get to get drunk, but I just forgot.
It's your
we were having
party.
too much fun.
You can forget dry ice if you want to. Dry ice if you want to.
But it was so fun. It was exactly how I dreamed it would be.
Yay.
It was a Halloween party, but it was my birthday. It was perfect. It was so fun.
There were bowls of candy. There were hot dogs.
Yep.
It was fun.
Yep.
I had a great time. You were a great host.
Thanks. Yeah, so I had my birthday party. What else have I done? I don't know. That was kind of all consuming last week, like getting ready for it and getting decorations and whatever. And now this week I've just been preparing to go out of town, and Craig will be coming to Chicago on my birthday on Sunday because he's got shows the next 2 days in Chicago.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, so that's why I kind of was like, oh, friends, like, let's meet in Chicago because I can stay an extra day when Craig comes.
That keeps happening for you.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I love it.
So he's not going to be there for the first few days because I want, like, girl time. But then on Sunday, which is my actual birthday, he's going to come, and my friends are leaving that day to go back to their cities, and then we'll go out on a nice date night. And then the next night, I'll go to his comedy show in Chicago.
Fun. I love it.
Yes.
There's also another thing we're preparing for, but maybe we'll wait. Maybe we'll wait to share about
because I think someone asked us, like, okay, so we're doing a Q&A episode this week. Q&A. You probably already knew that because we named the episode something like that.
Yeah, right. Answering all your
surprise
questions.
And I think someone asked something about that. So
yeah,
we'll start going through the questions now. And we'll see. We'll let it happen when it happens.
I love a good Q&A. I briefly answered a couple of them on the story, but like we can go much deeper.
Okay. Well, we actually already covered one. Tell us all about the witch B-Day party.
Oh, well, hello. It was a smash.
It was a smashing success.
It was a graveyard smash.
Okay. Let's answer. I thought this was a cute question. Do you chant when you do spells, or is that movie malarkey?
I mean, I don't. Do you?
Okay, so I wouldn't say I chant like in the movies. Like, I'm not like speaking Latin or anything like that. But when I do a spell, I tend to kind of talk to myself out loud and tell the story of like what I'm trying to like manifest or release, or like I'm like saying the command. Like if I were to be like, hey Siri, do this, it's like, hey universe, do this with this spell. So it's almost like I'm kind of like saying like affirmations, like telling the story of what's happening, but I'm not like chanting some strange phrases.
And I can say that's true because I've seen Sadie doing some spells, and
I kind of like whisper under my breath.
She'll whisper some things.
Yeah.
And when I do stuff at my house, we both do stuff very intuitively.
Yeah.
I'll say something, but it's not like hula ha la lila. I don't know.
Yeah. But some witches do it differently. It's honestly, like Juliet just said, it's very intuitive. So like I have a course called Basic Witch 101. If you are like looking to get, if you're like, I have no idea where to start, but I feel like I'm a witch and I want to start figuring it out. Like, everyone's witchcraft practice is so unique and different, and there's no like rules for what it has to be. And I learned sort of basic stuff from like a lot of different books and things like that. And then I compiled my favorite basics of like, this is what helped me start out into my mini course, which I will link below. But then from there, you just kind of get comfortable and you're like, all right, well, what if instead of like looking up like what herbs I should use in a spell for this and what I should say and what I should do exactly, what if I just kind of like went outside and picked up some flowers from the garden or went to the grocery store and saw what herbs I was drawn to and then like kind of made the spell and then looked it up later. That's my favorite thing to do, because it's just like when we worked at the crystal store and someone would come in and be like, how do I know what crystal I need? And we were like, just see which one you want. Like, we'll read what it means to you and you'll be surprised. It's the same thing with witchcraft. Like, we don't know that we know what we need and what we want. So if you just kind of like, now I have a whole shelf full of all different stuff, but I still don't know. I mean, I know pretty well, but I don't know exactly precisely like how much and what to use for this and this and this, but I'll like compile something and then I'll kind of like Google it later and be like, okay, why did I want to do that way? And every time it's like, oh, that makes perfect sense. So play around with it and do your own thing. If you want to chant and that makes you feel like powerful and like energies flowing through you and out into the universe, like, fuck yeah, go chant your spells.
Yeah, there's no wrong way to do it as long as you're not hurting yourself or others.
Yes. Yeah, that's why I like say, like, it's like more like affirmations, like sending out positive energy or like commanding that I am releasing something, but always focusing it on the self and not at someone in particular, I would say. That's my witch rule.
I like that. Sadie's other witch rule is burn as many things as you can.
Yes, at your own risk.
At your own risk.
She got 2 rules.
I like to just like, I'm more of a if you're a fire witch, I'm a maybe like an airy fairy kind of witch. I just light a little candle and ring a bell and I say thank you.
Yeah. Well, most of my birth chart is fire signs. I think that's why I like fire so much.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, someone asked what's the best spell for making money. So, reminder.
Ooh, Sadie's.
We got you. Just hop on our email list and we will send it to you and it's there and you'll have it forever.
It's there, it's yours, it's free.
So that's my answer to that. And the link for that is below. And we are just sending you a once a week love letter on Mondays to tell you about the episode that week and do a little reading for everyone.
Yeah, you get a card reading. It's awesome.
So that is how you learn our favorite money spell. What happened after you did the releasing spell last week?
Okay, let me walk you through what we did. So we did what Sadie talked about last week, which was we were going to write our intentions on paper, what we wanted to release.
Last week's episode.
Correct.
So if you're not caught up, go to last week's episode.
Yes. And we burned them. And in fact, we did it on an didn't we do it live?
Yeah, I'm bummed because remember the first part of the spell, the live disappeared. So the releasing part of the spell, that disappeared. We were doing it on Instagram Live, so I'm sure quite a few of you were on there with us, and we actually got a bunch of DMs of people that felt like so released and good after that.
Yeah.
So that was cool. We'll do that more often. But yeah, we wrote what we needed to release on pieces of paper, and we burned them at our own risk.
At our own risk. And that would be, I still think that'd be so cute, like goddess hangs at your own risk. That's some merch idea.
I love it. I love it.
Anyways, so, okay, so we burned, and then after, which we haven't done this really, and I've always wanted to, but it finally felt right. We meditated together at the same time. Like you sat down, I lied down.
Wait, before we did that.
Oh.
We burned bay leaves.
We released, and then we wrote on bay leaves what we wanted.
Yeah, because when you release something, then there's kind of like the law of vacuum. If you like release energy out of something, more energy is going to be like sucked into that space. So whenever I do a releasing spell, I like to immediately do like an intention or manifesting spell to like fill that space with the vibration that you want. So bay leaves are my favorite manifestation spell. It's super simple. If you know how to create sigils, you can create a sigil and put that on the bay leaf and burn it. Or more simply, you can just pick like a keyword for what you want, and write that on the bay leaf and burn it at your own risk. So we wrote what we needed to release. We burned those pieces of paper. We used the bay leaf spell. We burned those, and then we meditated together.
And as we burned them, this is so trippy. The way that they burned, like, told us answers, as bizarre as that sounds. Like, we were burning a bay leaf for one particular thing, and it sort of like didn't fully catch.
It didn't catch the first time, and then I put it back onto the flame, and then it went roaring. So we were like, oh, the first contact for that might not be
it. Might fizzle out.
Might be the next thing for that project.
So we were sort of like getting these intuitive answers as we burned the leaves. And then after we meditated, and we listened to some, I think it was like abundance frequency, maybe some type of frequency. You can find them all on YouTube. And we did that for about 20 minutes, I feel like.
Yeah, we were doing that for a while.
And afterwards, we compared notes, basically, of like what came through you. And we had such parallel things being channeled through. And I think one thing that I feel comfortable sharing is we both got this tap that it's like, it's time to like buy all the clothes and wear all the clothes you've ever dreamed of buying.
Yeah, so there was this like call to like, enough already. It's time to be like fully expressed you, be as weird as you want to be.
Yeah.
And like expressive as you want to be. Like that's what you need to be doing now. So we both went on we were like, okay, we both went on shopping sprees.
I know, and I'm not much.
You're not much of a shopper. That is not out of character for me. And I sent Juliet this website and I was like, look, there's lots of weird clothes on this. Colorful, funky stuff, Y2K stuff. And I didn't think you would end up shopping. And then she was like, I bought a bunch of stuff.
Yes, I shared some of it on my Instagram story. I'm excited for it to show up. And then even today this was actually a gift from our friend Jess, this pretty skirt, but I got these earrings a year ago. And they're like these huge heart.
They're amazing.
From the 80s. They're vintage. Obsessed. I got from Craigslist, I bought like a big lot.
I remember. I have a white pair from you.
Yeah. And I just never really wore them. I think I wore them once. And today I was like, why don't I wear these? I love them. So it's just, I don't know. It seems really simple, but I almost never spend money on clothes. So for me to buy like 7 items that feel in alignment with what I'm trying to be is exciting. So we had, other things that were a little bit more profound than go shopping, but we both got that one. But it was just clearly.
Like, and it wasn't like literally like go out and shop, but it was just like just be like, even if it's weird, like just wear what you want to wear. Like,
that was like the freedom around self-expression is like the undertone.
And it was just like you're meant to show everyone that they can be weird and funky and cool or whatever, like just do what you want, wear what you want. And I don't know, it's just a weird thing that you're allowed to, but then it's not even like I had fear of judgment. I don't know, I just was keeping myself quiet or something.
Well, I remember being 21 and fresh out of college, or 22, and what I wanted was a very professional wardrobe. And so I got these really nice dress pants and really cute shirts and things that had like buttons all the way down, and that I could wear at interviews and as a nanny and as a teacher and all these things. And it's funny how like in our 30s now, it's like, what if we just wear what we want to wear, and that's professional because we are professionals and
we are professional weirdos.
So
I've gone through quite a few phases of being very fully expressed and then making myself small again. It's always different. When I was in high school, I was like a scene kid. Then I was pretty goth in college for a while. I had like spiky shoes and wore like ripped sheer tights.
Oh, I love it.
All that stuff. And then I don't know, I always just would kind of come in and out of it and trying to but I even still like dressing in weird ways in the past is I was always like, okay, I guess I have to like pick a box of like what I'm gonna be like.
Right.
Like an identity or something. I'm like, no, I can be like a casual goth one day and I can be a sparkle fairy the next, and then I can be, I don't know, a Britney Spears impersonator another day or whatever, you know, like I can just be a completely different person every day. That's what's so fun about hair and makeup and clothes.
Yeah, I feel like we're both in an era of like just full expression.
Totally.
That was the big message of our meditation, was like, if you want what you say you want, you need to step into life as if that's inevitable. And part of that is showing up fully expressed.
Being you.
And part of that is wearing the clothes you want to wear.
Yeah.
So that was one of the many things that we had in our meditation, but it was so cool, and like maybe we should do that more often.
I know, we probably should do it every time we are together.
I liked it.
It was very cool. There was just some other imagery that we both saw, that because like I always scribble down stuff, and so then like Juliet kind of started telling me it because I had notes down, and then I was like, yep, I wrote that down.
It was amazing. Find yourself a friend you can meditate with,
channel with.
Yeah, channel.
I mean, I don't know why we haven't tried that before. We literally do readings together.
I know, it seems like a no-brainer.
Like obviously we could channel for ourselves together too, but that was very cool.
Yeah.
But then what happened after we did the releasing spell? Well, let us tell you what happened. So one of the things that some of you, I don't know, I guess we talked about it before because some of you said it on the IG live, but the same event that we worked in Las Vegas has a New York event, Magick. And so we were reaching out to Samara and saying, you know,
shout out to Samara and her jewelry brand.
Yes.
We're going to put a link to her
Outcharmed.
We're going to put a link to her jewelry brand below. You
Yes.
guys have to get all of her jewelry. It's beautiful.
But you know, we reached out and we were like, oh, we loved doing Las Vegas. We're super interested in New York. And she had said, you know, we haven't really started planning yet. Right now, it's looking like a no. And we were like, okay, that's no big deal. But, you know, just so you know, we are interested if something changes. Well, then we did our spell. And that was one of our intentions, is like, we would like that to manifest if possible. Okay. So then, what was it? The next day, or maybe I think it was Friday. So 2 days after the spell, like pretty early in the morning, Samara texts us and she's like, could I actually get a quote from you guys? And we were like, yeah. And then immediately, it's ours, done. We booked the New York gig.
We're going to New York, baby.
Start spreading the news. Bum, ba-da-da-da. We're leaving in September. So that is what happened. One of the things that happened after our spell, that was, again, freaking immediate. We were like, oh shit, our spell worked.
We're coming to New York. So if any of you goddesses are in or around New York, we will plan maybe a little meetup time and place.
Yes.
You want to hang out with us?
We'll post on Instagram. The dates will be there. We'll be in the Brooklyn area and the Manhattan area.
Yes.
So yeah, maybe we can figure out a little goddess meetup in one of the parks or something. That'd be so cool.
Goddess hangs in Central Park? That's so cute.
So yeah, let us know. We'll keep you guys posted.
Excited. I'm so excited.
It still doesn't feel real. Like randomly, I'll just be like, oh, I'm going to New York in like less than a month. Like I can plan for that.
So I have to tell you something else that happened after the releasing spell. This was not fun.
Oh yeah.
But I think it wasn't a coincidence. So after the releasing spell, the next day, a day and a half, whatever, Friday morning, I woke up sick. Food poisoning like crazy. This is the second time I've had food poisoning this year, and I've never had it in my life.
Yeah.
It's very weird. Anyways, so I'm... and it was in this moment that I realized the kind of person I am, okay? So I'm sorry, trigger warning if you hate puke. I am vomiting for hours on Friday morning, sick as a freaking dog. And I can barely stand up. I'm like, I'm on the bathroom floor. And as this is happening, as I have my head in the toilet, can we get a quote for the event?
Juliet's negotiating.
I'm like,
I didn't even know she was sick until after, because she's just talking numbers with me. We're like, how about this and this and this?
I was.
And then after she goes, oh yeah, by the way, I have food poisoning. I'm like,
I was on my floor, like making the invoice like one letter at a time. And I was just, it's just so funny where, you know, nothing really stops me. But I do feel like in that, I feel like I was releasing, as disgusting and awful as it was. I really felt like a new woman after it passed. And food poisoning is so weird because like at one moment I'm like sweating and I feel like I have a fever and you're just like, blah. And then 10 minutes later, you're completely fine and it's like it never happened.
Yeah.
So that was my ayahuasca, I decided. Those bad baby carrots.
Beware of releasing spells. It may manifest physically. It come out one end or the other. I can't tell you which.
But I wish if I had like a hidden camera in my home,
You're just like,
first you would have seen me literally on the bathroom floor like, due upon receipt, like putting it together.
What a badass thing to do, to send an invoice for a bunch of money while you're puking on your floor. Good for us.
You know, it was a great problem.
It was a great problem.
You know, I was so grateful. But it was hard to really celebrate it that day. So I think today we're going to like fully celebrate it. And we're going to get our flights, and Victor's going to come for a few days. And I have my childhood best friend lives in Brooklyn too,
and mine does too.
Naturally.
Yeah.
And so,
oh, weird. We both have childhood best friends in Brooklyn. That's so crazy. You said no one.
So yeah, we're going to New York, the Big Apple.
We did it. We're so excited.
We did it, which makes me excited about the other things that we intended on. But
I know it's coming. It is coming.
All right, next question.
Let's see.
Damn, this is good.
I know, right? Did you ever feel your witchy powers before this year? I like that question.
You go first.
Okay, so I think we kind of talked about this last episode, that like I was like a total Harry Potter freak. Not that I'm not still a Harry Potter freak. I am. Look at my tattoo right there. What's up? That was actually, no, that was my second tattoo, but it was when I was 18. So I always wanted to be a witch, but I didn't know that I could be a witch the way that I am. Did I ever feel my witchy powers before now? Like, I would say like yes and no, because like I didn't recognize them as witchy powers, and like not until like this whole past year of like coming into psychic abilities and deepening my witchcraft practice and all of that, did I realize like, oh, my mom was a psychic witch. Like she'd tell me about her meditations and things she saw, and I was just kind of like, oh, okay, you know, like whatever. And and she was totally like a healing witch. Like she did energy healing. She knew all about homeopathic medicine and different herbs and all of this stuff. So like I definitely like grew up being raised by a witch, and I know a lot of stuff about that. And so a little bit, yes, but I didn't really like call myself a witch until about a year ago, where I was like, oh, like all of these things that I know, and then I can kind of like put them under this umbrella term, and then I can learn more and add to that. So that's my answer. I didn't know that they were witchy powers, but I had these powers and this knowledge for a long time. I just didn't utilize them so intentionally. And then once I started to, I was like, holy shit, this works. Why haven't I been doing this my whole freaking life? But it just wasn't time yet.
I think for me, it was very evident from like 16 to 19, I would say. Anybody who went to high school with me is 0% surprised that this is what I do now. Anybody who met me between 20 and 27 might be.
Yeah.
Because it was really like, I was remembering, oh my God, I used to do palm readings in high school. And I had no idea what I was doing, but I would always get it right. And then one time we had like a fundraiser or I don't know what it was, but that was what I offered. I was like, oh, I'll do palm reading for like $5 a palm or whatever. And it was a big hit. And then I would do my card readings, and I would always do all those things. And then I would manifest all sorts of opportunities for myself. But I never tied it into being witchy.
Yeah.
But I did always love the idea of like, how magical can I make my life? And then I feel like I don't think anybody would say I lost it. I think it dimmed a little bit throughout my early mid-20s, and then it came back strong when the pandemic hit, where I was like, what have I been doing? Like, it's time to just be myself.
Yeah. It's like, it's always been a part of my life, but I was always kind of like walking away from it a little, like kind of like it was kind of like trying to follow me and be like, embrace me. And I was like, I don't know.
Right.
Or it wasn't fully like, oh, that like, yes, let me put on this coat. Like, it wasn't allowing it to like fully be wrapped around me. Yeah, that was a fun question.
So I've always been a baby witch. I just didn't. You know what? Does anybody here read the books by Francesca Leo Block? There's a series called Weetzie Bat. You would actually really enjoy it. I read that book probably 100 times over like 5 or 6 years. And it was like this girl named Weetzie, and she lived in Los Angeles, and she was in a band, and she had a soulmate, and all these stories, and then she had children, and all the magic, and how she would decorate her house. And like, that book influenced me probably 80% of my personality. So if you want to know what I was like as a teenager, read that book, and what I'm a little bit like now as well. Okay, maybe we'll do Goddess Hangs Book Club.
I am down.
Recommended reading is Dangerous Angels, the Weetzie Bat book series. It'd be interesting to read it again now that I'm 30. I wonder if I'd be like, oh, this... you know how when you see things differently when you're older? Like, yeah,
like rewatching a movie, your favorite movie when you were a kid or something.
Yes, like when I rewatched...
Like, is this still good or is it bad?
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and it was extremely sad and depressing. And when I first watched it, I thought it was like the sweetest love story of all time. Oh. Yeah, no, they're a very... unhealthy couple.
It's a sad movie. It's a sad movie, Juliet.
That wasn't my takeaway the first
joyful,
time.
Fun, lighthearted movie for me to watch.
Anywho, all right. What's the next question?
Okay. What was your meditation, Sadie, that you mentioned last episode? So last episode, I was like, oh my God, I had a crazy meditation, and then I forgot to circle back.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So Juliet's like, oh yeah, I already told her about it. Okay. So I was meditating, and normally when I start meditating, I start by always doing like a grounding visualization, and then kind of seeing where my mind takes me. So I'll like close my eyes and start imagining my roots growing down. Well, this time I closed my eyes and I immediately saw a stairway in front of me, and it was like, go up the stairs. And I was like, I don't know, I need to ground first. And it was just like, there was like this voice guiding me, and it was like, no, you're fine, go up the stairs. So I was like, all right. So I went up these stairs, and I was just like walking up these stairs for a very long time in my mind. And then I reached the top of the stairs, and it was just like open space. And I kind of like had this feeling in my stomach of like when you're standing on the edge of a cliff, where I was like, whoa. And it was like, okay, now like just take a seat, like cross-legged, like how you are meditating right now. Like imagine yourself doing that. So it's kind of, it's like, I was kind of outside of myself. I could kind of see myself, or like I could feel myself outside of my body. So I was sitting there, and it was kind of just like, okay, like notice how you feel like weightless, like you feel like you're floating. You are floating. Like try and like move your body around. So I was like, okay. So and it was almost like swimming, but it was like, you know, like astronauts in space. Like I could like turn and like dip and like move around, and I felt the sensations in my body, like my stomach kind of like flipping, and I was like, oh, this is fun. And then this like, I don't know, it wasn't like a human man, but this masculine figure came and was like, take my hand, come with me. So I was like, okay. And I felt like we like traveled basically to like this planet, and it was just like all I could see basically was gold, but it was like gold dust swirling all around me. And I was like, oh, is it, my first thought was like, oh, is this something, did something bad happen? Like, cause it, like I could just see like dust, and it was like, no, like this is, it's not a negative thing. It's okay. Just like, just be present in this moment here, standing here in this dust. And I was like, okay. And then I felt like I kind of like floated up and was like almost like lying down, and this gold dust was like swirling all around me. And it was like allow the, like, it's not bad to breathe in, like allow the dust to like swirl around you and in you, and it's healing you, it's integrating in you, it's like changing your DNA. I was like, okay. So then I just kind of like sat there for a while, and then I slowly, I was laying there and like falling asleep there, opening and waking back up into my body instead of like falling asleep and waking up in a dream. It was like an opposite kind of effect. It was really cool. So then I was like, what was that all about? Who was that guy? What's all this gold dust? Whatever. So I was like, I'm gonna Google this. I love meditating and seeing stuff. It's how I've come to the conclusion that like different goddesses have visited me, because I Google like what they look like and the symbolism I see and stuff like that. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna search like deity, gold planet, gold dust. And the first thing that came up was a bunch of stuff about the Anunnaki, which is like an alien race that, I don't know, there's a bunch of different ones. I had heard that name before, but I hadn't ever really learned about them. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. I'm gonna like read a couple of these articles. And I was reading a couple, and I was like, all right, I guess this might be it. But then I came across, and one of them, where it was talking specifically about what their thing is that they know how to turn gold into a dust that they utilize to make them not immortal, but like stay young for a very long time, like live a very long time. Like their thing is the gold dust. And there's like speculations that they come to Earth, or they came to Earth to like mine our gold and go back and bring the gold back to their planet. And I was just like, oh my God, that was the freaking gold dust. And it's this thing about like healing and keeping young, whatever. And in my meditation, it was like, no, this is good. Like, let it in.
Ooh, you got some alien healing.
Yeah, it was really cool. I was like, what the fuck?
When I get that feeling, I need alien healing. Alien healing.
So that was my meditation. It was really cool.
Oh, I love that.
And I haven't been visited by the masculine figure again, because I kind of wanted him to come back, and I want to be like, so what's up? Why did you come to me?
Oh, maybe he'll come back
What's
today.
going on? So have the intention to visit that again. We'll see. I'll keep you guys updated on my alien friend, my extraterrestrial friend. Okay, next question. What's your favorite calm down method?
That reminds me of that meme that's like a children's book that says calm down time. Have you seen that one?
No.
It's like somebody will be yelling on Twitter like, why can't the grocery store just da-da-da-da? And then somebody will just respond with that picture of calm down time. My favorite calm down. I like to be alone. I'm going to say that to start.
Definitely.
I like having certain frequency musics on.
What's the plural of music?
Plural of music is songs on. I like to take a bath. I like floating in water, like in a pool. I don't know. What about you?
I'm like, if you're talking like full panic attack, calm down method.
Oh, no.
Trying to breathe.
Yeah.
but on a regular basis, I like to light some candles. Big surprise. And I've been doodling a lot lately. It was back to school time at Target, and I've got these watercolor paints and this pack of 200 colored pencils, which was unnecessary, but I bought it. And a big sketchbook, so I've been doodling.
Oh, fun.
A lot of aliens in there.
I was just gonna say. I was like, you should draw what you see in your meditations, all the aliens and that.
And with the seance coven that I'm a part of with the Acorns, which if you haven't listened to the Acorns episode, go listen to that now. It's amazing. We did a little thing on channeled art. So I've been kind of trying to. It's hard because I cannot draw, and I have such a vivid mind's eye, and I wish I could draw my meditations. But I kind of just close my eyes and let. It's very abstract when that happens, but just let stuff flow. And I haven't really interpreted much from doing that specifically, but I doodling or coloring has always been very calming. I used to always get those adult coloring books, and use those when I would watch TV or something. Yeah, the typical.
I mean, before I go to bed, I make sure I have food in my belly. I have my fourth meal, my midnight snack. I call it my night snack.
My night snack.
I'll tell you why. So the first time Victor and I took a trip together, 4 years ago or so, I think I had packed a box of cereal, right? And he's like, "Why did you bring?" Or I don't know or I was getting hungry. I don't know what it was, but I meant to say I'd like to eat something before I go to bed, but what came out was oh, I would like a night snack. He's
a nighttime snack, but it came out.
I said night snack. He goes, "Oh, you want a night snack?" I was like, "I would love a night snack." So now I have my night snack.
Love that.
I take my medication. I open the windows, I turn the fan on. I need to have the air circulating. And then I've been listening to, on YouTube, there's all these audiobooks. So right now I'm about an hour and a half into A Wrinkle in Time.
Oh.
And so before I go to bed, I listen to a fantastical children's chapter book.
I love that. My bedtime... playing footsie.
Oh, different.
I like putting my lavender essential oil on. I usually, as I'm just laying down, I guess you could say it's almost trying to lucid dream, but not really. I just kind of meditate, but the intention is to fall asleep on what I daydream, but I'm lying down in bed and closing my eyes and daydreaming, and that's kind of how I fall asleep at night, is thinking happy thoughts of what's to come.
I love that.
Or yeah.
I picked A Wrinkle in Time because there's witches in it.
That's one of the few fantasy books that I haven't read. I feel like I've read so many books, but I haven't read that one.
I'm fairly certain I read it in elementary school, but I remember 0% of it.
Yeah.
So it's I'm hearing it for the first time.
I've never listened to an audiobook. Maybe I should do that.
Oh, I fall asleep in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
I'm flying tomorrow. Maybe I'll download one.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I will. Yeah, favorite calm down. All of your typical stuff. Selenite crystals are really nice. I have a big old selenite knife. I like to do that, and just the ritual of kind of touching all parts of my body with it and feeling that energy is really nice. I love going for walks at the beach, laying at the beach. Love a nap.
I like watching mine have to do with shows. Better Human, Better Dog, the new show. Cesar Millan. That calms me down.
I like that. I've been watching The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, which is not a calm down
that's
show.
not a calm down.
It's really good. And then I watch Grace and Frankie afterwards, which I had never watched before. Have you watched it? It's with Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin. And the premise of the show is that their husbands, they're both married. Their husbands are law partners. And the first episode, they are being brought to a dinner together, and they think they say, oh, we have something big to tell you, and the wives think, oh, they're retiring, but they're like, we're leaving you. We've actually been a couple for 20 years.
No way.
And we want to get married. And they're just like, so, their life is turned upside down. They've both been married to their husbands for like 40 years. And then they end up living together because they own a joint beach house. And then it's just like all their adventures after that.
Oh my God, fun.
But Lily Tomlin's character is very like woo-woo spiritual. She's got singing bowls and she's chanting and she's like, it's so funny. And then Jane Fonda's character is a little more like uptight, and I texted my friend Haley. I was like, oh my God, this show is us when we're older. And she goes, yeah, I hope we have gay husbands that leave us so we can be together in our 70s. So I was like, you know what, that doesn't seem that bad to me.
I know, I always tell Irene, I'm like, same nursing home.
Yep.
Same nursing home. Anyways,
right.
Hopefully we don't have to go to a nursing home, but should we have to go?
Should we have to
We'll all
go?
be together.
We'll all be there. So yeah, that's my favorite calm down show right now.
Calm down time.
Calm down time.
Night snack. Have a night snack.
This is an interesting one. Not really a full-on question, but I wanted to say it's Gabby Yes Man said, I use rose quartz to clear my acne. Have you heard of this? Because it works so well. And I had not heard of that. And I want to know more. So please message us what you mean. Like a rose quartz roller, or do you have a rose quartz infused oil? What does that mean? I would like to know.
You know what? I literally pictured her putting rocks on her face.
Yeah. I have a rose quartz
but your
roller.
things make far more sense.
I have a roller. I have two. Actually, I also have a gua sha that I have not used, but I bought it with the intention. My roller I usually use over my like sheet mask things, though. I should use it directly on my skin. But I just wanted to say that because I was like, I need to know more. Well, how much time are we at? We can do a few more. What is the best advice you guys can give to someone who is just starting to make money? So, a few things that you would hear from anyone, and then we'll talk about some more woo-woo stuff.
Yeah.
But learn about and start investing in like actual like investments right away instead of just like a savings account, because you'll get more return on your money.
Right. Do both.
Like for instance, and like I would talk to like your parents or someone that like in your life, an uncle or someone that would know like specifically how to advise you with this. But one of my favorites is Acorns, because, and this is for like long-term investment that you let it sit in there, but they just like create a portfolio for you. So you have a little bit of everything in the stock market. So like it'll drop once in a while, but it generally just grows. And I always put like a bigger chunk of money in whenever it dips a little lower. But I just seen a great return on that. And it's easy because you don't have to research every company and buy and sell and all this stuff. It's a great like longer term but bigger return on your investment. So something like that, I would definitely recommend starting right away with your money. It doesn't have to be a lot of your money because it's exciting to have money and you should reward yourself and get to spend some of it for fun.
Well, doesn't Acorns, you can do it as simply as like it rounds up to your nearest dollar?
Yes, you can have it round up your change. I always just have it do a certain amount every Thursday because Thursday is ruled by Jupiter, and it's the money day, so it just pulls out some money out of my bank account automatically every Thursday. So they have it really set up really easy. You can do it however you'd like, however much you'd like. But I love that app for just like, don't have to think about it, and my money grows faster than in my savings account. And you can actually pull it out pretty quickly. It only takes a few days if you need the money. I like the 10-10-10 rule of donating 10% of your income, because I think donating really puts good energy out there to like add to the flow. You feel good because you're sending it to someone that needs it, and I feel like it helps the flow come back to you like times 10. So donating 10%, saving 10%, and then spending 10% on something fun. I think those are the three, right? Remember learning about that?
Yes.
So I think the thing that we put off is like, oh, I'll get myself something nice, or I'll do something fun with my money when this happens, or we're the person that's like, oh, I'll save when I have more money, I'll save when, or I'll donate when, or I'll save, you know, whatever, when I have more. But instead, this is just like, what if every single paycheck you got or birthday gift you got of cash or whatever, you just did that with 10% of it all the time. So that rule, once I learned that for myself and started doing that, that helped me a lot. What are some of yours?
So, okay, remember we talked about like, that's such a Virgo, like liking the percentages. So there was something else we chatted about once, like the daily routine, the morning routine. I don't like a routine with anything. So I do everything intuitively when it comes to money. So sometimes I won't put anything in savings for a month, and then I'll put like a huge chunk in. I sort of just do it like as I feel tapped and called, or I like won't invest weekly, but then I'll get a tap to like put a lot in this thing over here or send a big check to this other account that I have. And so it's like, I think the best thing you can do with earning money is, number one, be creative. You can always, it's always great, like when you're first starting out, to go work for somebody and learn from them and have some like reliable income. And you can find your own ways. There's so many ways you can like sell things or provide a service. Like there's so many ways you can also make money. Like I'm feeling like I don't remember that being taught to me in high school. It was always like, you get a good job and you work for an employer. You
can invest in yourself in ways outside of like college. Like all this stuff I learned in college, I don't use. The stuff I use for my business is courses I invested outside of that in more recent years. And I don't really recall anything. The stuff that I used in even my old jobs where I was like managers and stuff, I learned those on the job. So yeah, I would say I'm not saying don't go to college, but take the courses you want to take, invest in the things that really light you up because you're drawn to them for a reason. And if your path is to like do your own thing, or even if you're going to work for someone else, but you still want to like build multiple streams of income, like those nudges to like go learn about something or from someone or from a certain place are there for a reason. So really trust in yourself. And even if it feels a little scary to like invest in something or spend on something that you're like, oh my gosh, this is a lot. Like I wish I would have been less fearful of like spending money on myself in more fulfilling ways that we finally did in the past like 2 years, year and a half. So just have fun with it. Be in good energy with it. Living with Victor is really, really special for many reasons, but he is so trusting in money. Like he's like, oh, it comes back. It'll come back. Like there's, I don't know. Yeah. We did a whole episode on this, but just starting out, I love Sadie's idea about like investing a little bit, even if it's like $5 I need
a
more
week.
Structure personally.
Yeah.
And I like,
Sadie
it's all automated.
Structure.
I do still do the big, like, oh, I'm going to invest in this specific thing with a bunch of money or whatever. I do that as well, but I like having something automated because that's how I like to live.
We do things a little differently.
Yeah.
And they're both
good. Yeah.
Yeah. But just go out and earn your money, sister. You'll love it. You'll love having income.
I have a course, Money Mindset Magic, for those of you who want to dive in further. And we have a whole money episode, so go search that too.
Okay, that's a great one.
Yeah. Let's see. I like this one. Favorite Halloween movie and favorite Christmas movie?
I love The Grinch. Halloween movie. I don't know. Because I'm not really...
Both of them are hard because I have lots for both.
Oh, I like It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Okay, Christmas, The Grinch, or Elf.
Oh yeah, that one's
Elf
good.
is one of my all-time favorites. I also love, and this is like a more of a nostalgia thing, but I never know how to describe what they are, but they're the old claymation.
Yes,
ones.
like Rudolph and Baby New Year and whatever.
We would watch those. I love the one with the heat miser and the You know, the brothers that were the hot and cold with Mother Nature in it.
Oh, and Jack Frost?
Yes, with Jack Frost and the Heat Miser. Or no, is that Jack Frost? Though they need this one town to snow, but it's in a hot area or whatever, and they have to go to the Heat Miser and the Cold Miser or whatever, and then they sing these songs where he's like, I'm Mr. Heat Miser, I'm Mr. Sun. Do you remember who I'm talking about?
Sort of, no.
No? Oh my god, I have to find it. I'll try and find it on YouTube and link it. It's the best. And then he's got these little minions that are dancing with him, and they're like, and then he goes, I'm too much, and then they go, he's too much.
Oh, I love that.
It's my favorite. It's like in a series. And then the one with the elf that wants to be a dentist.
What's that?
Okay, yeah, you don't know what I'm talking.
Wait, I forgot to mention every Hallmark Christmas movie.
Yes.
All I want to do is watch them. I may pay for cable just for the month of December.
I know. That's why I love going home for Christmas, because we have cable.
Or if Hallmark has an app, maybe I'll buy the Hallmark app for like 30 days.
I know. Last Christmas, I think I was going to, and then I got COVID, so I didn't end up doing that for Christmas Day. But it's so cute because my mom would always have those on like all Christmas season, and my dad and my brothers would kind of complain, you know, like, oh, we don't want to watch this crap. All these movies are the same, you know. But now that she's passed on, it's always on in my house. Aww. Even when I'll like come home and they'll be watching it.
They're just so
super
corny,
sweet.
and it always works
and they
out.
always make you feel good. You know it's coming, but it still feels good. It's still sweet. The lawyer comes from the city and buys the farm to save the
uptight woman who's put her career first all these years.
Yep. Falls in love with the
Christmas
farmhand
carrier.
My favorite one. It's not a Hallmark one, but it's basically a Hallmark one. It was on Netflix, and the typical woman character comes to this old house because she's like a lawyer or something. She comes to this old house because she's got to get papers signed, and then she meets this young gentleman.
Does he have a kid?
No.
Okay, wait.
Go on. Just wait for the plot twist.
Okay.
He's young, he's handsome. She's like, I don't want to talk to you. You're, and then slowly they fall in love. Plot twist, he's a ghost.
Oh!
Further plot twist, the magic of Christmas and the magic of love makes him become a real boy again.
What?
I don't know why I get sick on Christmas a lot. This was many years ago, and when I still lived in Santa Barbara, and I had the flu on Christmas, so my family was like, no, we don't want to hang out with you.
Stay home.
I was in Santa Barbara, and I had the flu, and I had a fever, and I was watching it, and I was like, am I making this up? But I wasn't, and it's a really good movie. I'm sorry I ruined the plot twist, but I don't know the name of the movie, so maybe you'll still come across it and watch it and be surprised.
It's sort of like, what's that one that came out a year or two ago, like The Night Before Christmas, and there's all this like time travel involved. And
I didn't see that one, but you know the ones that I love that are Netflix originals, that one where the news
Christmas
reporter
Prince.
Is that the news reporter, and she sneaks into the castle, and then they fall in love,
and then it's like a Christmas baby and a Christmas, there's like 3 of them.
Okay, I only saw the first and second one. Is there a third one now?
Yes.
I remember the second one, they like, her hair looked so bad, and I'm like, aren't they supposed to have higher budgets the more they get?
Oh no.
Like the poor, like the first one, she still looked beautiful, don't get me wrong, but like the second one, her hair was always kind of like frazzled and frizzy, and it was just like, hey guys, why are we going downhill with the production value here? It was so weird.
Oh my god, I can't wait to watch all those again.
We need to have a Goddess Hangs Christmas movie marathon. Maybe we can do a live stream and like all watch movies together.
Oh, that'd be cute.
It'd be fun. Would you guys want to do that?
Oh my god, yes.
Wait, maybe we need to do that for Halloween too. My favorite Halloween movie.
Commentary.
I have a lot of those too. So if we're talking vampires, The Lost Boys, Boo. The Lost Boys is one of my favorite. From Dusk Till Dawn is one of my favorites. I love The Nightmare Before Christmas, which I guess you could put in both categories. I love The Corpse Bride. There's so many. I have a whole list on my phone that I try and watch 31 during October. I usually start in September, but
a running list. Do you like how I could only name a Charlie Brown? I don't like scary things, so.
Addams Family, Halloween, love Beetlejuice. Monster Squad is a super fun one. Have you seen Monster Squad?
No, but I like Monsters University. Not really a Halloween
I have not
movie.
seen that one. Fright Night, amazing. Dracula, The Craft, Elvira. Oh my God, Mad Monster Party. I think this is the one. It's another claymation one that's so cute. I'm gonna be posting my Halloween movie guide for you all. Don't worry. So many. Couldn't possibly. Hocus Pocus. That's a fun one. Yeah. So many. Yeah. Oh, there's more questions.
I was like, were there any more?
More questions.
We're gonna forego Psychic Babes Hotline and spooky time this week, so we can answer as many questions as possible.
Okay. Let's see. What's the best way to manifest? Journal, say affirmations, cry. All of the above. I would say the best way to manifest is just what feels good. There's no one right way, but like we always talk about is just the feeling that it's already done is most important. So however you can get that. So if that comes to you by journaling and writing out what you want and how, like, the story behind it, if that gets you in the feeling, if meditating and visualize gets you in the feeling, if going on a walk and thinking about it gets you in the feeling, but the feeling is the most important part. Yeah. And then what's the next most important part?
Inspired action.
Yes.
Doing something about it. You can be a world-class visualizer and get in the energy and all this stuff, but if you don't ever follow your intuition and take the actions of, like, I want to open a restaurant and I'm going to think about it every day, but you don't do
anything about it,
enroll in a program that will help teach you the basics, or start looking for places that you can rent out. Like, it's not just going to fall into your lap. So
right.
And then we talked about it last week. Then you let it go and surrender, and stay in the energy, stay an energetic match for it.
We have so many episodes that we talk about manifesting, so we'll do that brief little there. What's been your favorite reading that you have gotten, that you've received?
Probably one from Megan.
Yeah, I would say
mentor,
the same.
Hands down.
Ooh, I think is our guest next week.
Really?
I think so.
Oh,
or in
my
2
gosh.
weeks. I don't only do that, but she's coming on the pod in September. Medium Megan Hart.
You guys are in for a treat.
Yeah, I would say she's my favorite too. Because she connected with my mom the first time I ever had a medium connect to my mom. I think she's actually the only one besides myself that I've liked. And you. Yeah, you have. But she was like the first one, and I was like, what? I couldn't believe what she was saying to me.
Yeah, it was wild.
It was crazy. So that was my favorite reading for sure. How did we meet?
This would be a good one to end on. We met because we worked together. I think there was one more about, like, the scariest thing that ever happened to you.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
I don't know what to say about that.
I've been really sick and in the hospital and almost dying before, so probably that.
Yeah, I think for me it's like health stuff. Okay. We met because we were coworkers. We worked at a little lovely retail store in Santa Monica, where we helped sell crystals and fine jewelry. And it was I actually dreamt about that job last night.
Oh.
I had like gone on a lunch break and I didn't come back for 6 hours, and my phone blew up of like, what happened to you? What happened to you? And I was like, I'm not coming back. I'm sorry.
I'm not coming back.
This is not gonna.
I don't work there anymore.
Yeah. But it was a really, like, amazing and intense experience because we learned so much in such a short amount of time, and like had our minds opened to all these new types of things and practices. And we went to like breath work and sound baths and did all these things that had we not had this job, I don't know.
It was a total portal for us. It wasn't all 100% positive, but we met each other. We were introduced to so many just like woo spiritual, like open-minded people, and learned so much about that like when we left that job, we had such a great foundation of like what we wanted to learn more about and how we wanted to kind of like carry our like spiritual witchy journey out beyond that.
Yeah, but when we did work together those shifts, we had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. We were like in the back room, like, you know, hammering, trying to split wood and for reasons and just all sorts of things. And yeah, she was my little work wife.
Yes. And then I left first, and Juliet looked at me as I was walking out, and she said, we can be real friends now.
I remember that moment.
And I was like, you're not going to be here much longer either. But I didn't tell her that.
She didn't say it. And then I stayed for a couple more months. And then with COVID and everything, it was time to redirect. So, but yeah, that's how we met. And how we met all of you is deciding to come together for this podcast. Oh, yes.
And you're our best friends too.
Yay! Friendship is great. I looked at the timer and it said 11111 right when you said that. That was crazy.
You guys are all of our best friends. Yeah. So just remember, like I said in the beginning of the episode, we have 2 ways to get free gifts from us. Join our email list to get our world famous money spell, and email goddesshangs@gmail.com with your Apple Podcast review. Even if that's not where you listen, go leave the review because it's super helpful to us. And then send us that screenshot and we will email you your amazing, incredible goddess meditation that we made just for you. I've been really enjoying using it actually, so
good.
I can testify. It's been very helpful.
Good.
And make sure that you are subscribed to us, that you have shared your favorite episode and this episode with a friend. Make sure you've left your review, that you've liked, that you've commented, that you're following us on Instagram at Goddess Hangs. I am Sadie Olson.
I'm at Juliet.Piper. This has been a fabulous Q&A.
Thank you for all of your fun questions. I love episodes like this. It's so fun just to chat.
It is really fun. And we'll see some of you next month in New York.
Yes, we will.
Yay!
Okay. Bye.